So, this is going to be my review of Transformers MLP 2, The Magic of Cybertron. This is, of course, the sequel to Transformers MLP Friendship in Disguise. This crossover is, is now, I guess you could say it's part of a trilogy, because they do, minor spoiler, they do leave it off for a third piece, and I'll get to that later on. So, yeah, I was excited to get this. I also got, real quick, just to show you real quick, I also got the Transformers Back to the Future crossover. So I'll be reviewing that whenever I get to finish that. So I am going, but let's talk about the Magic of Cybertron first and foremost. So this is follows up what happened in the events of Friendship is Magic, where basically Megatron wants to learn how to use the magic of Equestria to conquer Cybertron, and he opens up a gateway in here. Him and Shockwave open up a gateway from Equestria to Cybertron. But unfortunately, what they also bring along is Sombra. And Sombra is awakened, and he mind controls not only Megatron, but several Autobots, Decepticons, and other ponies. So now, the remaining ponies have to ally with both the Autobots and, more importantly, the remaining Decepticons in order to break Sombra's control. Now, the first comic, as I said, this does follow the same thing as the first comic, where it's kind of mini-stories put together with a loose plot thread, but here it's a little more put together, whereas the first one, it's like the Decepticons and Autobots are just hanging out and bumblefucking around Equestria. Here, there's a purpose, because now it's like we gotta save all of our friends on both sides of the war. Like the ponies and Decepticons, because there's more Decepticons than Autobots who are mind-controlled by Sombra. The ponies have to team up with all of the Decepticons and rescue the Autobots and Decepticons and the other ponies that Sombra's been mind-controlling. And it's an overarching plot that does end there, but it does follow the same kind of plot thread as the first one. And if you're expecting like some grand epic, I don't know what to tell you, because I know MLP, bronies are going to be like, oh, where's the lore? Where's the grandiose storytelling and all that? This is meant to be fun. I don't care that this is, basically a story that is more or less, let's just have this for the sake of having it, because isn't this fun? Yeah, I'm totally at peace with the Transformers just hanging out with the ponies, because it's fun. Like, God forbid we just have a fun story and not, like, high stakes. There's not really much to talk about. It's more characters just teaming up in two one-and-done stories that are overarching. The first one is just basically talking about the overarching plot. Like, obviously, Sombra comes to Cybertron. Everyone has to be friends. The second story is involving, actually, Scootaloo's aunts. And it's weird, too, because they just show up. Like, there are some characters who just show up on Cybertron and just hang out. Like, so yeah, the second story is basically, in issue 1, I forget their names. Hang on, I've totally forgotten their names. Lofty and Holiday, that's it. The Scootaloo's aunts, who are looking for her, and they run into RC and Greenlight, who a lot of people forget Greenlight is RC's girlfriend. Yeah. And also, if you're wondering if this is IDW, you may as well just throw the IDW continuity out. This is just it's kind of like, in a weird way, like, it's very much G1-centric, but it also has characters from the comics, Prime, even Headmaster show. There's even a cameo from some Headmaster characters, and also from G2. Yeah, you've got some Autobot, some Decepticon characters like Skullcruncher and Mindwipe show up. Wild Wield shows up. Shadow Striker, Killmaster, or better yet, Murder King. Yeah, Murder King shows up. Wild Wheel shows up. There's some good stories in here. They're a lot of fun. There is the Wonderbolts and Rainbow Dash teaming up with the Starscream and the other Seekers, and they knew what they were doing, because that's a clear reference to Death Battle. Like, that whole team up between Rainbow Dash and Starscream it's a straight up reference to Death Battle. Yeah. There's also some fun stuff with Knockout. Like, the one I wanted to see in the first one was Knockout teaming up with Rarity, and we finally get Knockout with Rarity. And we also get Soundwave and Vinyl Scratch meeting up. And I love the moment because the students from the Friendship Academy show up, and Soundwave, who does not know anything about biological life forms, looks at one of them and goes, "Do not mock me, Buffalo." You know, there are things in life where I thought I'd never know I'd wanted until I heard it. Soundwave saying "Do not mock me, Buffalo" is one of those things. Yeah. That's something I didn't know I wanted until I heard it out loud. Or read it, I guess you could say. The other stuff, like Applejack meeting Wild Wheel, is a lot of fun. There's also, like, the reunion between, in the first one, it had Grimlock and Spike befriend one another. In here, Grimlock and Spike meet up, and this time it's with the other Dinobots. And I love the moment where Grimlock's trying to, like, hype up Spike as a cool friend, and he's like, "Spike know how to fly?" And he's like, "I can't really." And he's like, "Spike know how to breathe fire?" And he's like, it's not a lot of fire." And Grimlock's like, "Come on, man, help me out here." Bruh. So... this is adorable. It's not overtly dark. There's a great reference to Transformers Prime with Ratchet and Knockout, and if you know your Transformers Prime, then you know what quote I'm talking about. This is just a lot of fun. This is also not very expensive. This is $15.99, plus tax, obviously. And this is a fun crossover. If you thought the first one was just oodles and oodles of fun, then yeah, you're probably gonna like this too. There's not really a lot I can say about this that's not really a major critique, because it's supposed to be a comic for kids. I'm well aware of that, so I'm not... So, the one thing again, it does bother me, the whole overarching story. This feels kind of like gets lost, and it's more like, hey, let's just have the ponies and, meet the Cybertronians and hang out with them. So, yeah. The third story ends with, it ends on a hook for a third one. Hopefully we get a third one involving the Quintessons and possibly Unicron. So, we'll see how that plays out. Assuming, how well the rights for the Transformers comics go. With Hasbro and IDW, so I don't know. They still haven't made anything official, so I'm not going to even speculate on that. But yeah, all in all, you like MLP and Transformers, then go check out this book. That's really all I can say. If you like the first one, you're probably going to like this one. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below if you've read MLP Transformers. What did you guys think of it? Comment below, let me know. And if you haven't already, hit the link below to join my Patreon. Got some new content up there today. Well, last night, excuse me. And other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.